Coming up on Kofi and Beenz.
I really enjoy thrift clothes. I really do. I think they're very individualistic. I think they're very unique. I think they're very... I enjoy that you can fashion them with something from like a mainstream retail shop, and you can zhuzh it up in a way that is very specific to you.
And this is not to throw shade at anyone, live your life the way that you want to live it.
You cannot say you were late to the interview because Gemini was in Chalalat. Can we pause? When it comes to me, on my shit, you cannot tell me my negatives because I will break. I'm a very sad person.
I'm sharing. I'm sorry, but
fine.
I love you.
You have to do it. They don't always... if in that case, they don't always share.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Whatever We Have in Stock Are Us, your one-stop place to shop for whatever we happen to have lying around at the time.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're listening to this from. Listening? Yeah, that was right.
This is Kofi and Beenz.
I'm Kofi.
And I'm Beenz.
Hope you had a fantastic week.
And if you didn't, this is the perfect way to unwind.
Exactly. We're here to lift your spirits.
Or bring them down, depending on how this goes. We're dealing in
I tried. I really tried.
Not going to sell your beans, my G.
But that's what you're supposed to do. You are literally beans.
Oh, full circle.
you know what?
To be fair, she got me there.
I did. I feel like we should have like a money jar for things like this.
This makes sense, yes. Very much a very meta moment.
Yes.
Welcome to another show, hopefully, that will uplift, inspire, and give you enjoyment. We are coming down to this is basically us winding down on September, which I basically just always look at as Beyonce's birthday month.
I never even really think. I'm so sorry to all the September babies, but I really don't rate September here.
Please explain.
September for me is just like a prelude to October.
Ooh.
I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry. Can we pause? Is
Sure.
this because you're a Libra?
Yes! Yes, I'm an OVO, baby. What?
There that is.
The season is here, witches.
So basically, I love the self-censorship. Basically, you are just like, this is building up to the month.
Basically, it's just like prepare for the awesomeness of October.
So, as someone who has grown up, lived in, for the better part of his life, dealt with Zambia in this season, October is the worst possible time to be here.
I can't even argue.
It is the sweatiest, nastiest time to be alive in Zambia.
But nighttime chills are the best.
That is correct.
Exactly. And it's like, listen, because you're busy all through the day and like weekends, the older you get, the more unappealing afternoon chills kind of feel.
Is it?
I don't know if it's just for me. Like I like the chills late, like in the evening. There's something about how people seem to be just relaxed because they're kind of done with the day and their energy is low, and it's just like they're more themselves than usual.
I mean, to be fair, usually because alcohol is involved, but I genuinely do see night market. I love a good night chill, and I'm a big lover of shorts, so I anytime to just aerate the nads.
Exactly. Also for me, my wardrobe and the cold season do not.
Oh really? You a hot girl?
All day, every day.
You get it. I see that. I'm genuinely. October really is. Summer is a great vibe to be alive in. I think I feel my most youthful. But ish friend, Akapuki.
Wait, what's Akapuki?
Oh, okay. So as a half member with many, I really love the culture of memberhood, which includes just being a very hyper charming person and occasionally a lying person.
Also a stealing person.
Bemba's
not to reinforce stereotypes or anything.
I feel you just did. I don't know what you just did. I can say it because I have it in my blood, but they're very charming people. But Akapuki is basically, it's a level of funk and sweat-induced funk that I don't even know how to work into English at the moment.
Listen.
That is my main struggle.
It's funny because you said that, and I just thought being on a bus and having the conductor have his armpit right by your face.
That is the worst.
Yeah.
thing. That's the biggest challenge. That's the biggest challenge. This is your season. This is the month you want us to get on. I need a new season. I think the truest indication of wealth to me is two things. Number one, being able to travel to a different place, which is experiencing a different season. I'll explain. I have seen like a type of wealth where, not even like in a personal way, obviously, I don't know senators or great triumphant artists, but I think about people. I imagine what it would be like to have the type of money to be like, oh, June is coming, and if you're not a June person, which if you're not, you're an agent of Satan. But if you're not a June person,
I feel attacked.
You're like, oh my gosh, I want to go where there's sun. Let's go to Barbados, and so you get on a plane and go to Barbados. The second very important like indicator of wealth to me is I really enjoy thrift clothes. I really do. I think they're very individualistic. I think they're very unique. I think they're very... I enjoy that you can fashion them with something from like a mainstream retail shop, and you can zhuzh it up in a way that is very specific to you. So I don't like going to Soweto into like... I don't like
high five me.
My G, it's too much tax emotionally, physically.
Just everything, mentally, spiritually.
I have to tap into all the bones inside me to like harness the right type of vernacular. It's too many things. So I would like to remove these moving parts, and if I had the wealth that I want, like the true wealth that I want is the type to have a plug who will bring me the whole bill to my house, and I pick the things I want.
Oh.
That is
You know what? That is wealth, because to bring you the bill.
Because
so that you can, not even like that you are purchasing the bill.
No.
You are selecting items.
If anything, I would, because I think it's like basically a personal shopper will do a thing where they know your taste, and so they bring, that's like how possibly even stylists operate. I don't want that. Like, I know the stuff that I like, and I know the stuff that I don't know, and I like until I like it, and I see it and I like it.
Very fair.
So I can't trust someone to be like, oh, what would beans be about? Nah, I want you to bring me the Beyonce bill. Okay. And then I just
if there's anybody willing to offer their services,
when my bag gets to where it is, that is...
You can even start now, small. I don't know how you're going to make it. Tier the services, girl, boy, whoever you are.
Orlando needs to patent that, because that's a strong bag to happen. But I think genuinely, those are my two notable points of like wealth. Is if I could have so much money that I could go to a separate town just so that I can be in a separate weather pattern.
Legit, same. That one there.
Yeah, and also if I could have so much money that I could tell someone, bring the whole bill, I pick what I want, and then you take back whatever I don't want and sell it elsewhere. That would be my indicator of wealth. Now I want to know what yours is for some reason now.
Shit, I've never actually really thought about this.
This is the time.
I feel like number one, first, obviously, because I've always wanted to run away from June. Don't even attack me. I see your eyes. I see your face. Don't.
You are a
Don't.
Spawn of Satan.
He has no respect for me. But anyway.
Nor anyone. I absolutely do not. Because it is hot as hell.
No, listen.
This is
uncontrollable, listen. Fair, but listen.
You take a shower in the morning. At night, 2 hours later, it doesn't matter. Because your pores are complaining.
I'm
your
sorry.
Head is complaining.
Talk to God.
You are in a face mask because of the COVID, so your lungs are complaining. If you're on a bus, you are now at the subjected to other people's bodies complaining.
I'm sorry. Listen, but there is a little really comfortable window. This year, it felt like it kind of jumped. But there's usually a really comfortable window between I hate calling our cold season winter because I feel like it's not fitting because it's not that cold.
Oh, really?
There's 2 weeks where it's freezing, but it's 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Why am I going to go 2 weeks winter?
Okay.
Doesn't deserve that much. But anyway, There's usually like a little winter, like a very, very short spring period. Yeah, like it's usually around like late August, September-ish.
Honey, that's autumn.
No. It should be spring.
When like the leaves fall apart right after winter. Is that spring? I'm so sorry.
That is spring, whereas like new leaves
come together
and like it's starting, like it's
Really?
nice and airy and breezy, and like there's like fresh leaves. That's spring. Autumn is
I'm
right
aware
after
of what
summer.
those are, but I'm wondering our Zambian equivalent. You're telling me August and September, because I know it's windy around those times.
Hella windy, which is why for some of us with allergies, shame. I love it and I hate it.
It is.
But
There are a lot of Marilyn Monroe moments that happen with people in dresses. But
let's all wear white.
During that point, is that our spring?
That's our spring.
I don't know if I have to combat you on that.
Please feel free, because
We'll get a meteorologist to like.
No, that should be our spring. That is our spring. I will put all my money behind this one.
That's fine. I'm looking forward to be rich. So this is.
He says rich, but honestly, you can see my bank balance.
Keep your debts. Keep your negative balance. I don't want that.
No one said anything about negatives, but okay.
That's the weather you feel.
That's like right there. There's like a little window. But I'm still a very big fan of October, though, for obvious reasons. So
I see the bias, but it's okay.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm a July
yeah.
baby, so I get my enjoyment of it.
you understand.
I understand.
You also like July is like the coldest month of the year.
It's cute middle.
What do you mean cute?
Coffee and Beans will return after the break.
Are you a fan of classic African music? Well, we have just the thing for you. Coming soon to the Avocado Media Network is the Pan-African Party. The Pan-African Party is a weekly celebration of African music hosted by critics. Keep an eye on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages for more news. The Pan-African Party, celebrating African excellence.
Welcome back to Coffee and Beans.
My last, I think, a birthday ago, me and like 3 of my mates were around the brazier, but we weren't we were in a good time. It was okay. We're having a good time.
Cool,
yeah,
gorgeous.
But also we're welcoming Libra season, and I realized one of my closest friends is actually a Libra, outside of you, of course, is a Libra.
Correct.
I'm very curious to know what they are. I'm very curious about a lot of like horoscope things. Naturally, I think they're dumb and they're stupid, but I also...
Oh, wow!
I really do. I don't take them all too seriously, but I don't take them unseriously. It's also... I think it's a nice suggestion because it's a cute way to think about how the stars are aligning in a particular way, that you're like, oh, okay, this is now who we are and this is what these people mean. Someone very interestingly, I think when he said it to me, he said, because I think I was like, oh, horoscopes are about really silly things, and he said horoscopes just speak to what the sonogram, like the way in the nature of a sonogram, they just speak to what the stars were like the day that you were born.
Which is beautiful.
Which is
first
really
of all.
beautiful. It was very
like,
touching
absolutely
and very
beautiful.
Sweet.
But also, actually, yeah, like almost literally, yes.
I mean, part of me thinks like, oh yeah, like there's a validity to it, but I also clock that a lot of people have a belief in them to like believe that, oh,
some people base their lives off of
this is a problem.
And it's just like, sis, there should be a lot more to you than this. Oh. And this is not to throw shade at anyone, live your life the way that you want to live it.
You cannot say you were late to the interview because Gemini was in Chalala.
Because Mercury was in retrograde, girl.
My G, like you have to, come on. But Libras, can we we'll unpack, we can do yours and we can do mine and then we can see the things that we feel are fitting.
Sure, let's do this.
Okay, so I'll start with Libras. So Librans, as you know, Librans are extroverted, cozy, and friendly. This is valid as shit. This is valid.
Okay,
as shit.
listen, no, but I have
I am
to.
concerned.
I have to.
I've never.
No,
let me
listen,
tell-
shut
I've
up.
ne-
Wait.
Oh my gosh.
I have to address the extroverted though, because I'm a bit of almost 50-50 balance of introvert, extrovert. I am like a very delicate balance, which I think most people are, but I feel like I'm closer to the 50-50. Based off of like a number of tests that I've done. I don't know how trustworthy the internet is.
Oh, guys,
But yeah, hey, so that's the only thing I wanted to address. Please continue.
guys, I went into like the negatives of zodiac signs, and there are some subs that are being thrown. We'll have to skim past those. Hey,
Gemini!
yo, Geminis are the worst. Let me tell you, Geminis and Scorpios, which incidentally is the signs of our presidents now and their presidents in the past.
No, but Geminis are the worst.
Geminis.
I won't even, this is not even like, no offense. I mean this with all the offense. I love you, but guys.
Faces, they're special people. I love two Geminis very deeply, and I don't know what to do with that. So, anyway, Librans
Shame.
are extroverted, cozy, and friendly people. Librans, like the scales that symbolize the sign, are often concerned with attaining balance, harmony, peace, and justice in the world.
Very accurate.
With their vast stores of charm, intelligence,
I don't know about
frankness, persuasion, and seamless connectivity, they are well equipped to do so. Can I say?
You said charm and something else, and
Can
I'm
I
just
say?
like,
Can I say? Because charm also speaks to like how people how you are in presenting yourself to people in a way that they
I can't be charming.
I don't see how you can't. So my thing is that, like, I think I've said this once to you, is I can't imagine someone not liking you.
And I feel like my response to that was, oh, I can give you a list.
You did tell me that, and I cannot. People don't like me, and I'm like, that's valid. People don't like me, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, it tracks. The math makes sense. Even sometimes.
I don't know. To me, the math is off. But okay, you know what?
So
we see ourselves
that
differently.
makes sense. Are we gonna do negative? I don't know if we should do negative. Negatives are Libra.
Let's do it. Let's jump
They don't always share or reveal their feelings. First of all,
No,
can we
facts.
just say-
Yes, actually.
Can we pause? When it comes to me, on my shit, you cannot tell me my negatives because I will break. I'm a very sad person.
I'm sharing. I'm sorry, but I love
Fine,
you.
You have to do it. They don't always. Oh, if in that case, they don't always share or reveal their feelings, especially when it is bound to create arguments.
Facts.
Yeah.
I feel very naked.
Yeah. They have a sharp dislike of conflict. Sometimes
Very naked. I feel very, very naked.
sometimes making them rather avoidant when it comes to confrontation. Oh wow. Oh wow.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Libras tend to only feel bad for one person, and that person is them. Jesus Christ.
No, that's
This
very.
this is
Okay,
now
first of all,
where sometimes. Because sometimes you read the horoscope and you're like, you broke up with a Libra and now you're just getting resentful. And this is where that is. So I like where that was and what you resonated with. But I think we can go into mine, which I don't know if I should let you do.
Yes, let's
maybe
do
we should
this.
talk about the news.
Is it no? What about what news?
okay.
There is
I
no
don't
news.
even
There has
know.
been nothing has happened this week. Literally
Let's
nothing.
talk.
But anyway, Leos are radiantly joyful, liberal with their appeal and and endowments. They're fiercely proud and confident. I don't know about proud.
Someone today just told me that I was proud.
For real?
I'm not even joking.
Okay.
Someone just today
That's interesting.
said that I was proud, but the context was stupid, so I can't really.
I was actually about to say that should be contextualized. But anyway, they are fiercely proud and confident. They love and live life to the fullest rather than being in charge at home, work, and play.
Subs.
Leos are very loving. Oh my god. This I can, like, Beenz. Guys, if you don't have this guy in your life, shame. But anyway, Leos are very loving, theatrical, oh my god, and creative. I mean, where's the lie?
It's rigged.
How is this rigged?
Is this rigged?
How is this rigged?
It's been a thingy. And then we go to what's the thing?
Your traits.
What? I think when we read yours, it was like your tendencies, and then What was it? The downside? Could I just go back to like the other thing? I'm so sorry. Okay. Then it also will say Leo's weaknesses, which we have none because we're a beautiful people.
Do you see?
We're a good time.
I'm over here just like, okay, Leo.
Shout out Whitney Houston. That was my flagship. The other one I think is like, stop.
I'm not out of respect for Whitney Houston. I will not do this.
Rude. It's so rude.
I'm just gonna sip my drink
Whitney,
now.
the voice. You can go. I don't even.
Okay, what are we doing? Okay, now weak points of Leos.
There's nothing. Go.
Yeah, let me jump right into this. Let's get straight into it.
Then you wench.
I don't know where my page has gone. Hold on.
That is a sign. There is none.
No, hold on.
I literally just googled Leo's weakness. Are Libras bad at using cell phones?
Shut up.
Is this what we're adding to this? Libras cannot read. They are bad.
You know what? I want to say many things to you,
However,
but
you cannot.
Yeah. I'll say them after this. It's fine.
I do often wonder for the people who take this very seriously. Like, do you even choose your partner based on this particular thing?
Some people do.
Probably validly.
Some people do. So I don't know whether this is honestly. I feel like this is rigged, but this can't possibly.
Are you looking at the Leo stuff?
Yes.
Go
So
on.
weakness. They always have a big heart. Weakness where? They always have a big heart and are very generous, and that's why some undeserving people may break their trust and hurt them.
Aww.
So they should invest in others. What do you hear? Invest in. Do you hear?
Hey,
Invest in others. What?
I don't know. What did this?
Wisely.
Oh, okay. That's the end of the sentence.
Okay. Apparently, they're often a bit egotistical and arrogant
Unrelatable.
when they're not in the mood.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That's the part.
Now it fits up. The show has fit. It was just like it was struggling a little bit, and
I was like,
it's just
no,
like
it didn't seem consistent. I
yeah.
was like, oh, possibly there.
Apparently, when they become arrogant, they make everything about themselves.
Oh. Do I seem like the sun to you? You can be very candid if you want to. I'm fine with that.
I mean, many women are trying to have your babies.
That's different.
So
That's just because I'm very
no. The question was, do I seem like the son to?
It says I'm egotistical. Do I seem like?
Fair, no, actually you don't.
Okay.
So
Maybe I have a something.
I low-key hate how like the Libra was very, very accurate, and then the Leo is just like.
I don't know. I don't really. I mean, I will say I do think that there's a. So for me, I'll speak on what I believe the way things are presented to us. Mm-hmm. And in Zambia, I think we champion the brand of humility to a fault.
Facts. I agree.
I think we do that, and someone being humble. I
mean, ECL?
I don't have it. I'm really not.
Hold on, he is not a Libra. Please tell me he's not a Libra. I don't have no idea when his
He
birthday
was a
is.
Scorpio.
Oh, Jesus. Sigh of relief.
He was a Scorpio. He was a Scorpio. Through and through. But
I feel bad for being that relieved, but
I don't have the humility thing, and I don't think that it's something that I strive to. I don't think it's necessary to operate. I think for me, humility is just sort of, to me, is how my interpretation of it is being someone who is capable, of making themselves small in a situation when it is called for it, and receptive to reprimand, receptive to constructive criticism, receptive to being told that, you know, what comes out of you is not gold. And I think that that's important. I don't think we are taught or told or raised to be very confident people.
Fair. Yeah.
And
no, actually, I agree.
I do, because I notice also in our culture how a confident woman especially, is not enjoyed in our culture. We don't like that. A bad bitch
especially
walking into a club.
no, and even beyond just confident, a confident and outspoken woman. Yay!
That does not sit well.
My God.
Because, and you need to see how these controls have been put specifically. I would go so far as to make it over deep and seem very systemic, because I think that possibly this is a plant that was put by colonialists to make you more subservient, because what is easier to rule than someone who is taught that making themselves smaller makes them a better human being? Because if that is what you are pursuing, if you are looking to be someone who is humble and like meek, then okay, cool, then you can be stepped on and you will look to turn the cheek and do those other things. So for that particular point, I'm not even going to be mad. The humility bit, I don't have that. I think it's controlled confidence is very important, which is...
That's the thing. I was actually going to say my probably definition of humility would be like a controlled confidence, but not so much what you are saying humility is to you.
Because for me,
because
like,
be
advisable.
Exactly, be advisable. But at the same time, own your shit. If you're fantastic at something, own it. I don't think there's anything wrong with you saying oh my God, I'm a fantastic artist. You are.
But also,
own
like,
it.
I don't know why. I think it's okay to be an introverted, quiet human person who doesn't seek the light or is drawn to that. I don't think that that's wrong. I don't think that it's bad to be humble. I just resent when people see someone else who likes to maybe push themselves in a particular... I don't know why I always specifically... And I think it always goes back to this particular night. Anyway, there was this one time we were in Chicago, right? I was with my mates, we're just chilling and having a good time. And these are like these model women, and they actually know their name. I know one of their names. I know like she's one of those.
I want to ask, but we'll ask.
We won't do it.
Of the
cast. Thing, we won't do it. And I remember two of them walked in, and I heard from like the ones with like, you know, those little like beer buckets right next to us. We're like, and that worried me on many levels.
Yeah.
Because number one, it's just you're sort of mad that these bad bitches just
like they're confident and they feel their shit.
But I can imagine as the girls, they just walked into the club. They made their shit up. They like bathed to the nines, and you know they were in their dresses and 28-inch like stilettos, legs up to their armpits. They were just like on their shit. They were just like feeling their shit, and suddenly you're in this like environment which does not like allow that. Somehow there are people there who are like mad at your shit. And it's also an ode to the thing that we covered last week with, you know, Anita being here. These are also part of the things that are worrying around like the culture of like assault, because you also think you want to roast or assault this woman to humble her, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And those are those types of things, because God forbid someone is just feeling bad as fuck about themselves and they just want to be bad. And that is the thing that worries me. It concerns me that you are pursuant to the idea that being a hoof instead of a head makes you closer to being the idealistic person according to your like figment,
right,
of what a good human being to be. That genuinely grosses me out. Because yesterday there was a space on Twitter, and there was a discussion around, you know, Drug Enforcement Committee. We do try to champion that we're not a political show, and we won't really talk a lot about that. But I remember someone came in on some, you know, we are one, and you know, we are one Zambian. And I think part of the issue is sometimes you focus on your oneness to a point where you spurn individuality. And what I mean by that is the following. Is if you try to pursue something on the basis of you try to like approach something in the way that you think it's a one-size-fits-all situation, then you are exempting many different people at a given time. The crisis of confidence that you find from like someone who is overweight is not the same that you have from someone who is too tall for their class. And the way that you
I feel like because I'm really nodding very vigorously, I feel like I should say that.
It's so many things is you want to constantly think that we are dealing things with our oneness, but the issue is that we're all different people, and everyone being different is not a bad thing. You really just need to embrace that thing and have.
That's what gives life flavor.
It really does.
Like, can you imagine if we were all this? Guys, no, I don't even want to imagine.
When you go to a mateveto, there are 3 different vegetables for a reason.
For a reason, you have your lumanda, you have your chihuahua, which only heaven knows why you all eat. But you know, you have your what's the thing that Longa hates? Impwa?
Impwa is nasty.
Okay, Impwa is fantastic. I don't know what you're on about.
Disgusting.
But the point is, there is variety to serve everyone's tastes.
And everyone's tastes matter.
Exactly. Everybody's tastes matter. I may hate Chihuahua with a passion. Funny enough, though, I can stomach dried Chihuahua, but that's not the point. I may hate Chihuahua. Lunga loves it, though.
It's a polite. It tastes like grass, but like in a way that I'm like, oh, lit.
You're taking away from my point.
I couldn't.
The point
I couldn't
is,
endorse that too much. I'm sorry.
the point is, variety is the spice of life, and I feel like we should all allow each other to be who we are, confident. And if you are struggling with your confidence, girl, sir, honey, okay, you need to look within and harness the power of you, because there's only one you in this world. There will never be another you. You better love on yourself and show the world how fantastic you are, because you are fantastic. And like, listen.
Deeper, papa, deeper.
For sake. I love it. But like, yeah, like own you, love you, and express you. It's so, and I understand how difficult it is, because people will not let you rest.
It's not good.
But always remember that, you know what, you are unique, you are valuable, and you are absolutely loved. And remember also to surround yourself with people that see that in you.
That part.
Because that is very, very important.
That part.
Surround yourself with people that love you and encourage you to be the best version of yourself. Okay? People that leave room for you to grow. Okay? Okay. Let's do that. All of us.
If you are having a crisis of confidence, many of us do, at any given point in our work lives, in our love lives, in our families, because families can be toxic as hell. Because you know families don't respect your brand, huh?
No!
That part vexes me, man. That part.
Yeah, blah.
My G, outside in the world, I'm Beans, you're calling me by my government name, Mubantu. Like, what is going on?
Like, no, listen, that's the you that you grew up with.
No, but like,
that's not me.
I'm not even talking literally about that, because I really do enjoy my government name. But my issue is like, families sometimes can see you only as one thing that you were and have been, possibly for maybe the first 11 years of your life. And I always find that is very stifling for your growth as a human being, because we're changelings. Just the nature of life has the things that we have become given the pandemic, even after 9/11, which sounds like a weird tangent, but I really have been looking to talk to someone older who had been on a plane before 2001. I imagine that there was a great seismic shift in how things were
Probably.
done on like a plane, because you could actually smoke on a plane before.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It wasn't even that hectic.
I didn't
the year
know
2000,
that.
like it was you could take a little
The
knife.
year 2000 was actually lit.
I thought it was the time, and then everything just stripped, and like I only started getting on planes like like the last 4 or 5 years, and so I can imagine this is not what it was. And when those types of things happen, you can find that your family only knows a certain version of you, and they only allow you to do certain things. And I just want to tell you, whoever you are listening, that there's a behavior and a structure that they will know, and I hope that it's not a too toxic a space for you, but like, do find your circles in the world who see you for the bad, whatever it is that you are.
For the bad that you are, because I believe everybody's a bad.
And a little because if you can't stay in that particular place and you just find yourself in a lot of like imposter syndromes, and that's a very heavy space.
This got very mushy very quickly.
I know, we're out here just like speaking into the world. It's like a Glee episode.
Coffee and Beans will return after the break.
Explore the world of psychological thriller within you. From the makers of the Pan-African Party comes a gripping, chilling journey. Coming soon to the Avocado Media Network. Subscribe on YouTube and Patreon.
Welcome back to Coffee and Beans.
Who were you as like a teenager?
As a teenager, ooh, that's a very good question. I was teenager, very skinny, very, very skinny, and very unsure of myself. I was very confident in the fact that I would make it in life, though.
Ooh.
I don't know where that came from, but you know what? I absolutely agree with her. We are going to make it in life. I was very smart, but also very lazy, which is something that has stuck.
Such an interesting, like also a very interesting cocktail of behavior.
Right? But yeah, and also, I don't know how to phrase this. Very, it's funny because I feel like the last episode I also had a moment like this.
Where you didn't know how to English your feelings?
Yes.
Can I ask, do you have local language expression that, I mean this very earnestly.
I do not.
Do you have
I know where you're going, and I do not.
No, because if English fails you,
you can always switch to a local language, but I don't have the word for this.
Expressions that I don't know how to put in English.
I do not have. I will say that I was very low-key proper.
Oh, okay. Does that mean you were a prude?
Kinda, but not like 100%. But like, yes.
No.
Shut up.
Hey, Coffee, what did you put out in it? What are you saying, girl? What was your first kiss? I'm so sorry.
My first kiss, oh my god, I had my first kiss in grade 10.
Tell me.
Brothers, I literally mean to my legitimate brothers. It happened, we're grown, it's past, let's not address this.
Can you tell
But anyway.
Can you say the story?
I did it for sure.
Tell me the story.
So I was in grade...
Also because recently I remembered that like someone I dated, like my last girlfriend, her first kiss was at Unza Ruins, and I laughed when I remembered that.
Why?
Because I was just like, that is so uncinematic. Because at Ruins, people are going to like borrow a cup of cooking oil. Someone has a cup of like carpenter. There is someone getting
You know
assignments.
what? You have many other people's energies and stories within your own. That's fine.
Tell me your
Adds
first
flavor.
kiss.
My first kiss was it wasn't grade 10. I think it was more grade 11 than grade 10.
Yeah.
You know what? The older you get, the more like the same these things seem. It's
fine.
like it's not even that deep. I was seeing this guy that was older than me. He was
older than you?
I actually don't know.
Was he in college?
He was not in school, but he was not in college. Yeah. So he might have been like taking a gap year, I would never understand why I never asked, but I never did. Because I kind of like this guy. My sister said he looked like a girl though. Shame. And she, like the day I showed her the photo, she died. Like she was laughing.
Stop.
I swear to God, I would never forgive you. Like she laughed so hard.
Okay.
But anyhow, so I was seeing this guy, and he lived in North Mid. And every time I hung out with him, we would go to, I think that was like the Boom Boom Room
Oh, wow.
or something. But
I've
like
followed.
during the day, because I had curfew.
Can I say it?
Sure.
Boom Boom Room had a teen time, and I never went. And I have specific form of everything that I have never become is because I never went for teen time at Boom Boom.
Hey, please, that's too much pressure on the Boom Boom Room.
Go.
Also, is it called the Boom Boom? Because I always add a the. But anyway. So we would hang out there pretty often with his friends and within the neighborhood. And yeah, we were just sitting there and it was kind of like, oh, I don't remember how it happened exactly because it was so long ago. Don't ask me how old I am. But like it just kind of happened and it was low-key horrible because teeth.
Oh, wow.
Teeth.
Oh, wow.
Teeth. Bro. It was bad. But you know what? He corrected it very quickly. Obviously, he had time to figure out how this is supposed to work.
Did you meet afterward?
Oh yeah, we actually dated for a little while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then I broke up with him and fake cried. Only heaven knows why.
You fake
I
cried?
fake cried. I legitimately had tears running down my face.
Oh, that's...
But I was super happy that the relationship was done.
Actress?
If you're listening to this, sweetie,
Give her an Emmy.
yeah, definitely.
like,
But also,
that.
sweetie, I'm sorry.
Oh,
That was not a real, like, I was not heartbroken.
My first kiss was with my neighbor. She... Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's too close to home.
Literally. A wall away.
A wall away.
Yeah, we're having a metemeto at my house and then she called me over. And I don't know what was happening while we were in her room. But she was just like, do you want to make out? And I was like, okay, sure. And then she paused. Just before kissing me, she paused and she put clear Vaseline.
She was just like, hold on, let me moisturize my lips.
CLERE. If you know what that petroleum jelly tastes like, you know what my first kiss was like. And she kissed me. And I was like, alright, this is my life. This is my future.
I'm so sorry.
This is what it's about.
That's what. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
she was like a short, tiny person.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
What? So it was just like a random ass kiss.
I mean, yeah. I mean, oh no. I mean, I knew her. I'd known her since I was like.
No, I know, but then like it was just like.
Yeah, it
Let's
was.
just
It really
lock
genuinely
lips
that
and
sentence
that's
that
it.
I've said. Do you want to make out? That's literally what she said to me. I'm not
Oh,
even lying.
okay.
I'm not even changing anything. That's exactly
Okay.
what she said to me. And we made out, and then I was like, all right, chill. That's
Cool.
I guess how it happened.
That's
It
interesting.
was very casual. Like I feel
Super.
like a lot of my firsts have been very okay. Sure. Like, which I don't know if it speaks to me being like a very like free person, but
I guess to a degree.
No, I
like
mean-
you're not confined by.
what romantic templates? I
Yeah.
would have liked to have had a story, I guess, of like. We won't do your first roast. I feel like that's very intimate. But mine was very. I met her in orientation. I went to the University of Zambia and we're at the library and we're like in orientation.
Wait, what?
Yeah, excuse me.
Oh, you met her. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
we were in orientation.
I just
We're
thought you meant like it happened in orientation.
No, I mean, could have, to be honest. Yeah, we met in orientation. I ran into her at the Unza Center and we were doing drinks or something. Then I think like 2 days later, it was very random. It's very memorable. There's no. She has like I think two babies and a husband now. We still talk a little bit. Like we don't talk, but we WhatsApp once yearly.
Yeah, no,
But yeah,
that's cool. That's
I
interesting.
think I told her like a while later. I was like, oh yeah, you kinda, yeah, you were the girl.
You were the girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I ask though, who did you talk to the day after you lost your virginity? Did you do
Hold
that? Are you a
Hold
sharer? Because sometimes I'm in a roast and I'm like, I can't wait to tell my mate, this person about it. I'm not a big sharer in a WhatsApp group. That's vile. But I do have.
Please, Heavenly,
No.
do not never ever be that person.
I mean, that's way too much. But I do
Yes,
have,
I'm
like,
pointing
like,
at all of you that are.
next year I'm gonna make tough roast. Like, that's how I usually.
It's like so cocky in like a very. There's nothing cute about
It's
it.
very excessive.
No, very. Ugh.
Yeah, it's a little gross. It's a little gross.
Yeah.
Who was your first jail phone call post? Was there any, or are you a very private? I don't know how Libras operate.
I have a balance. Usually there's like a very trusted human in my life, which usually is like the bestie, right? But normally I don't share very much outside of that.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like the bestie will get everything, and I'm always joking with the other best friend that isn't Beans.
Yeah. Whoever that is, you're buying for number 2. Oh. Stupid.
I'm always saying that if I'm ever president, she should either get like a high level position, or we should murder her because it's.
The things she knows.
Oh my
The
lord!
things she has on you.
It's rough. It's rough. I probably should stop sharing. But yeah.
Is that
yeah.
who you call?
So she didn't exist at the time though.
Who did you call?
I don't remember.
Did you speak to anyone else?
I did. I just don't remember who.
Or you've blacked them out so that you just don't talk about
Maybe, you know what?
Possible.
Yeah, possibly. Because I just recently learned that suppressed memories are a thing. So,
Do you think first time, how do you feel about the bearing of first interactions in types of intimate spaces like this? What bearing do they have on how you manifest throughout the rest of yourself?
I feel like it starts before. It starts before. Now, let me tell you why it starts before. When you have, and if you have had the birds and the bees talk with your parents, oh my God, good on you. Like if you had like a proper detailed conversation, because a lot of us, I don't know about the dudes, but for the girls, we get, especially when you get your period, it's, oh my God, you're a woman now. Don't play with boys, because if you play with boys, you fall pregnant. I feel like I was in a space with someone on Twitter. What was her name?
Who can say it's okay, move?
I think, you know what? You know yourself. I was in a space on Twitter and she was basically sharing that her mom and her sisters gave her this exact talk. Okay, this is happening. So now if you play with boys, you're going to get pregnant. Pretty much right there, done. Okay, doesn't even matter. Nothing else has to happen. You're just going to get pregnant if you play with a boy. That's mostly, I feel like with, I don't know about the rest of Africa, but I feel like that's mostly the conversation that happens between parents and Zambian girls, right? So your period has come, you're a woman now, don't play with boys, pretty much. There's nothing much else there. And then also, I feel like if you get a little older, it becomes a conversation of like sex is something that happens between two people that love each other. Which I understand the sentiment, I understand where you're trying to push your kids. But at the same time, listen, it's going, statistics have shown that it's going to happen before they find their husbands or their wives. And I feel like crafting the message that sex is something that happens between a man and a woman that love each other is a little dangerous.
It is.
Because if it happens before this person finds their person, you're basically telling them that whoever it is that they find themselves sleeping with, they love. Which creates a very unhealthy relationship dynamic.
Yeah.
You know?
And just the idea of the currency of sex would just be so skewed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I feel like this is where you find people, you're 15, 16 in a relationship with obviously, and I know it sounds weird because I'm saying 15, 16 and you're thinking, oh my God, 15, 16, but it happens.
It really does. Yeah, much older dudes actually.
Exactly. Like in relationships with people that obviously are there either to take advantage or like there's really nothing there.
Yeah.
There's no reason for a relationship to actually exist. But because the understanding is that sex equates love, it stands and it shouldn't, you know? So I feel like there should be a more open conversation around sex.
I don't know where this chat has come from. I think it was 2
I'm not
minutes
sure
away.
either.
But what would you say to your younger self regarding sex, if you could? Or rather, can I restructure this? If you were to have a daughter, yes, that's where I am. If you were to have a daughter today, I love how you grinned at the sight of that. It's so sweet that even like you have a very maternal energy sometimes.
Really?
Sometimes.
I feel like I've heard that before, but I never believed
I think
it.
you'd be a really cute mom. I think you'd be.
We'll see.
I think you'd be a nice measure of things. I mean, also because I know you as your mate. Maybe you're an annoying person in a separate way. Maybe you're one of those yellers at a spoon in an empty sink.
True, maybe.
God, my mother was that. And like I see pictures of her when she was young, and you know, and I hear stories of when she met my dad.
And
like,
it's just like this is not the person that
like,
I know.
I'm always curious. Like I'm like, do we all just become certain things at some point?
I guess life changes us.
What would you tell your daughter?
What
About
I
sex.
hope
Yeah.
that I would tell my daughter is, number one, you know what? The world will try and teach you what they believe sex should be. But always remember that sex is a biological act that happens between two human beings. Okay? Like it happens because feelings exist. And sometimes feelings lead to certain actions. And that is sex. But never let that be the defining act between your relationship with another person. Never let that define where your relationship goes. And I know people are just like, Buddha. But listen, I feel like there's so many arms and legs to this, right? There's issues of safety, obviously safe sex. There's issues of pregnancy, because as a woman, you guys, you know, you can one and done is done.
Yeah.
As a woman, there is the possibility of carrying a whole child. So for me, the conversation, aside from it's just like, okay, sex, this is what happens, you know, penis, vagina. I don't know whether I can say that, but I've said it already.
Yeah.
There's also issues of, all right, there's what are they called? Contraceptive options. And I feel like that is definitely a conversation that I'm having with my daughter, because I feel like it's something that definitely should be had with every girl at a certain age. Contraceptive options, here are your options, here are the pros and cons of each option. You know, feel free to go about this however you see fit, because it is your body. There's also the emotional side of things. Just like, you know, when sex happens, this is how you are likely to feel about the person that you had sex with. Provided, of course, it is consensual sex. You know? Just like a preparation, I feel like. Hopefully, I will be courageous enough to have this with my daughter. Because I do understand how, you know, with kids, they are forever your kids in your eyes. Like, they're forever babies. So certain conversations do become a little difficult.
And the plot changes, you know, like when you're in the moment, you know.
Exactly. I might be saying all of this now, but then like years later, I have a daughter that is grown, and I'm just like, no. So, but yeah, those are the things that I hope I can have an open and honest conversation with my kid about.
Do you ever think, do you think about the genders of your kids? Because I feel as though the world is not tailored to having a
Daughters.
young daughter. It's very scary.
No, it is terrifying.
Because daughters are great, and I think, to be honest, it's probably not practical, but I think a lot of the art that I even experience and a lot of the art that I dive into that feels so important and prolific to me is most often by women. My mother's My mother is more grace and sweetness. My dad's very much like the stronger flavor in my life and has been, which is so ironic because given what I've just said, but I don't know. I feel in my experience of women in socially is often usually they're just more intelligent and smarter and like have more layers and things. Granted, you can be deeply unreasonable and crazy people.
Fair, yeah.
Like
we're human, so these things happen.
The taxes that are spoken about you are not totally invalid and incorrect. Like when people like women are crazy, it's not a full entire lie.
But the thing, okay, yeah.
So like given those things, I would love to have a daughter and see that come from like a baby to a little girl to like
an grown woman
and
with
everything,
like,
and that would be a beautiful thing. But how much I have to navigate and shield and safety and all those things that you have to put in place, that worries me.
Yeah.
But what I would probably tell a daughter if I had one, holy shit, that just got really scary when I thought about that. Is be
it's fun,
safe.
Isn't it? Be absolutely very safe.
Is look out for yourself, number one, because men are a taking species, and if you just give too much, if they see that is what you're about, the industry of giving, and that is all you'll be doing. For men, I remember I just adopted something that I heard from a really good friend of mine who was at the time like in the space for, I think they were thinking about having children, and asked him what he'd tell his son, and he said regarding sex, he would tell his son to just think about the other woman, which I thought was very sweet.
Yes, please and thank you.
That's just a very polite way of your father telling you to go down on your girlfriend. Like
that's not the way that I would see.
That's what I've heard. I don't know what people have said, but he
okay.
Said,
okay, Beans.
But like genuinely is because that's another thing is because we lose the plot very easily in those types of moments, and so speaking on one of the
though I'm so sorry, it's funny that you should say having a daughter is kind of scary, because I've never actually, like, I'm thinking about it now. I feel like the reason I've always wanted a son first so that he could protect his sister.
Look at that.
Which is just like,
look at that.
A little worrying, no? I mean, very worrying. Because now as women, we do navigate this life in it's safety first. I can't walk at certain hours. When I go out, I have to be very much aware and present.
There was a random day I just got a craving for a midnight jog, I think a couple of weeks ago. I could have gone, and I would have been fine. But worst case scenario, I lose my phone.
Yeah.
That was my whole chat.
Yeah.
And that could never be the same for you.
No. And I feel like for me personally, my mom has always like reiterated, stay safe. Like literally, I feel like every message surrounding, especially me leaving the house and going to do life, there has been a stay safe in it. Like literally from as young as I can remember. And you know what? Shout out to you, Mama. You've done things. Also, you have been right about the friends that are male that are not necessarily your friends. I'm gonna give you your juice on this one. You were spot on. You were very much spot on. Many things have been experienced. Okay. But anyhow, let us move on.
In conclusion to Virgo season, I thought, I don't know, because do you have any more to go here? Because I just want to close this off with this.
Beyonce?
Yes.
Okay.
So, as we know, the owner of the internet, the person the sun rises for, the reason that, honestly, for me, also a lot of this thing is like, I think people think like it's a stanhood. I don't, because I think there are also some projects and things she has done which I did not enjoy. I don't know if I'm a stan, guys. I love these people, but like there are things that they do that I'm like,
just
this
like,
is bad work.
This
is mid-production. But I do look at this particular. I think she's very important. She's a legend I've seen happen.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, I feel that. I understand that.
I can't say that about many people.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, Michael Jackson was in court. Okay, I didn't grow up with him in a Thriller jacket.
I laugh, but he's right.
I found him with lawyers and just there was a lot going on. Okay,
There was plenty
and
going
at this
on.
point, at 4 decades, at 40, at this point, a lot has happened, and a lot of people. Usually, people had died or just were in like the twilight of their careers, and it was sad. And somehow, I was listening to Kali Uchis the other day. I don't even know if I pronounced that right. Who is such a specific flavor, but I don't even know how many different artists exist right now, but there are so many different. There's a Doja, there's a Lil Nas,
There are so many.
there's Quavo, there's what's that, Young Kim or whatever, who's
Young
like
Kim?
he's like a Kendrick Lamar store-bought right brand.
Don't know
version.
who that is.
And basically, he's pretty okay actually. But basically, there's so many different people, and then we've got our solar systems. The Bees, Rihanna, Kendrick, Jay-Z, Drake, and also shout out to Critic.
Hey, what up?
We're just gonna throw him in there. He's got a brand new project. Do check it out. It's actually tremendous.
You can get
But
it off from Vesasani.
at only 99 kwacha.
Super cheap.
Yeah, in a store near you or whatever the hell. All these people, and she's still in the conversation. That is a true moment. It's a lot.
It
Because you
is.
think about your favorite 1990s rapper when she was coming up with, no. If you look at B.I.G.'s dead, Tupac dead, Snoop Dogg alive in a certain way, but in rap music, he's our Uncle Snoop. But those aren't the people that. So I really genuinely revere her in a way that I feel like when I'm gone or when I'm 80, people will look back at these moments and look at the grand shifts that took place because she was. And she, this past month, she celebrated her 40th birthday.
Which also, Beyonce's 40.
Beyonce's birthday, you know what I mean?
I was so like, wait a minute. I had to do the math, like literally, because I was like, I don't see it, I don't feel it.
So confused.
So how?
What do you mean? And so she put out this really adorable note, which, in every Beyonce fashion, this is the part that sort of like irks me a little bit, because I feel like there's an employee who specifically does like the Instagram posts.
Yes.
And then there's one who just
yes,
was there
definitely. I wonder how much they get paid.
to
But
curl
yeah.
her eyelashes. Beyonce's an industry. There's so much that goes there. But so it reads as follows. As Virgo season comes to an end, I hope my fellow Virgos had great birthdays. I'll pause. Virgo people are generally just, there's a mental illness that comes with them, and there's a lot of tax to pay here, but we'll talk about that some other day. I'm so thankful. Yeah, it is, because as a Libra and a Leo, they talked about our deficiencies and our strengths.
Fair. I feel like we were gonna do a breakdown of everybody.
At some point, but
2 per episode.
I'm so thankful for every inspiring human who took the time to send all the beautiful messages. I cried tears of joy and was covered in chili bumps. Your videos, your posts, your countdowns, your playlists, and your well wishes I will cherish forever. I'm grateful to everyone involved, especially the fans, for the time and level of detail it took to organize such beautiful tributes. I admire and respect all of you, and I thank you all from the bottom of my heart. This is the first year that I really understand what it means to be alive and to live in the moment. It's the first time that I have an understanding of how fragile life truly is, how hard life can be at times, and therefore how important it is to stop and smell the roses during the good times. I thought I knew that when I was 20, 21, or 30, but I didn't. The more mature I became, the more I understand and the deeper my joy grows, which I don't know why that really was like. Your joy can grow?
It should. I feel like
I
it
don't know
should.
why I thought like that was the moment for a penis joke, but I won't do it. So, the more mature I become, the more I understand and the deeper my joy grows. Sorry, it's come to me.
Can you finish reading?
I'm too childish. There's a freedom and a liberation knowing that I've made it to the other side of my sacrifice. And that's the part. the more, wait, I will read. I will do an HH here. There's a freedom and liberation knowing that I've made it to the other side of my sacrifice. I think to every prom she didn't attend, to every drug she didn't take, to every cigarette she never tried, to every blunt she never smoked, to every boy she never let hit because they would take her off the track. How you have to, because romance does do that to you. You're like, it takes centerfold in a lot of things, and all that focus and all the extreme things you had to do to keep, because with such an athletic ambition to keep on what this is, that speaks to a lot, and that really like gave me pause. Stand deeper. I'm finally giving myself permission to enjoy the seeds I've worked so hard to plant my whole life. Whoever tried to condition women to feel that we are supposed to feel old or unhappy when we turn 40 got it all the way effed up.
When the older we get, basically, it's like every year there's like a little petal that falls from your flower or some shit.
This has absolutely been the best I've felt in my whole life. I'm so grateful to be grown. Most of y'all met me when I was 15 and we have grown up together. You bring me so much joy into my life. I hope my art can continue to bring a little into yours. I love you deep. I was so happy.
That's so cute.
I was listening to the wrong song when this played because like I got very
What were you listening to?
I don't even remember. It was on my Spotify's liked songs, and it was a different indie song, but like I was reading this and I was like, holy shit. Because we have grown up with it.
We have.
I was 8 years old when I think Say My Name was playing on Sounds Like Kids, hosted by Franklin Tembo Jr.
Yeah.
And I was there for self-titled, for Crazy in Love, for all of that.
For everything.
And like to come here, and I really genuinely was just like, holy shit, look at all these things that happened. Man. And it also came to a point where I thought like, oh my gosh, one day she will die.
Hey.
Okay, that's too dark. One day she will leave the music industry. And
the day being never.
I don't know what that's going to be like, but we won't see another of her kind for a very
while.
long time. We will see replicas. We'll see something awkward. We'll see I don't even know what that's gonna be. And maybe she will just rejuvenate or restructure the industry in such a way that we love a 70-year-old musician. I don't know.
I hope.
But yeah, but like I'm really glad to have been part of the generation because also if you're a 90s baby, I was thinking today, if you're a 90s baby, there are specific line of things that we've seen. I saw the solar eclipse in 2001
around then,
whatever the heck.
Yeah.
I saw Michael Jackson. I saw Prince. Like, I mean, not in their primes, but like
but you saw them.
I know
is the
them.
point.
I saw Nelson Mandela when he was alive. I had Daddy Zimas. I had Sauzande. We watched Passions. We watched Swara. There's a specific. I saw COVID. I knew AIDS in sort of the later ages, but it was part of the trauma of my parents. There are so many specific things that we've been exposed to, and I also saw Beyonce.
Yeah,
I was there for that.
Yeah,
that's where I am.
That is something that is to be spoken of with like. Yeah.
And I was there for Coffee and Beans.
Oh my God, I was there for Coffee and Beans too.
Join us next week when we'll be here.
Yes, talking about whatever it is we'll be talking about next week.
I love that. That's our sign off. It's my favorite thing.
Love you all so much. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.